Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So we're going to go ahead and do a speed test for you guys. So many people are concerned about the Xiaomi phones that I bring in when I say they work on T-Mobile or it's doable. Well, in my house, I don't have the best service, but I do have decent service for streaming if I need to. And I started to run the test and I wasn't recording. I was like, oh shoot. So first thing I want to shout out Tony Pazzo for asking me to do a speed test. He's another YouTuber. He wanted me to check the speeds. I told him about how great this phone was. And maybe he's, in the market for buying the Xiaomi Mi A2. But I don't mind doing a quick video at the request of some people. So Tony, this one's for you. So I currently have my SIM card in here. And I'm going to test the both phones on the same network. Now you can get some idea right here already of what the speeds are going to be like. But we're going to go ahead and test here on the T-Mobile Moto E5 Plus. And you can see some speeds that I'm getting. Now, in certain parts of my house, it's horrible. It's like one down. As you can see right here, I'm getting 1 or 2 down. But this is just where I'm at. Some people get way better speeds than this, and I could only wish to get stuff like that. This is why I have 1 gigabit internet. So these speeds have been different almost every time I ran the test, and I expect it to be that way. When I did the Xiaomi, it was. Obviously, this was an 8. Let me see if I can see some of the settings here. Well, I got to connect to the internet for that, but I'll show you some of the things that were going on there. Those were an 8. I'll run the test again for good measure, though. But these phones do work on T-Mobile's network flawlessly. Now, this is an actual T-Mobile device. This is the Moto E5 Plus, the T-Mobile variant. So these speed tests, just take them however you want to take them. I mean, it's not going to be just consistent every time because I'm not close to a tower. The tower is across the field from my house, but it's miles away. And inside my house, the infrastructure, if you know about houses, sometimes the infrastructure can block giving you the best service. So here's some speeds on the T-Mobile Moto E5 Plus. I'm gonna run it one more time for good measure because the first time it was down 1 point something or 2 point something, and this time it's at 6. So let's run it again. And then we'll switch over and we'll run the Xiaomi Mi A2. Yeah, see, it's all different. But again, in your house or where you live, you might get much better speeds than me. So that's just what it is. I accept these speeds outside of my house. It's great. If I get out into the world, the rest of the world, my speeds are fantastic. 20, 18, 50 sometimes, they're really good. And T-Mobile just deployed supposedly, an upgraded thing here for my phone, for the network. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this same SIM card so you guys know I'm not doing anything fishy here. I'll switch this SIM card out of this phone and into this phone so you can see that it's legit. No stopping the camera here. I'm just gonna roll with it. And now I'm gonna put it in this phone right here. And we're gonna run the test all over again. Once I get service here, I'm gonna do this in one take, Jake. I'm not gonna stop this footage. That way, that you can see exactly what I'm doing here. So it's grabbing service again. So we'll give it a second to catch up. And now my SIM card is in the Xiaomi Mi A2. Now remember, this is a T-Mobile device. This has band 66. It has all the T-Mobile bands in there. This one only has band 2 and 4. So we'll see if it can grab service there from T-Mobile Austin. And we'll see how this does. So the same thing, the first test that I ran on the Moto, it was in the 1s and 2s. But most of the tests that I've run on here have been consistently between 5 and 8, I believe, or something like that, or 5 and 9. So that test is a little bit higher on the first run for Xiaomi. So the Xiaomi looks to be doing better on the T-Mobile network than an actual T-Mobile device. Wow, great upload speeds, I guess. So we're gonna run it again for good measure. And we'll run one more after this because I ran 3 over there. Some of the Xiaomi tests that I got over here were about 8 or 9 down, I think it was. But this is just to, you know, let you guys know that when I say that some of these phones work on T-Mobile flawlessly, now your speeds will be higher than mine if you live in a better coverage area. I live in a good coverage area, but again, my house has all these metal beams in it, and you know, even with this device, it doesn't penetrate well. So there's another good consistent test for it, and we'll do one more. I really like the Xiaomi Mi A2, and I tell people all the time, now this one has band 2 and 4 for 3G and LTE, so you'll get great service with this phone. I mean, you shouldn't drop out anywhere. You don't need band 66, you don't need band 12. They're good for penetration, but as you can see here in this test, it doesn't really matter because it's not penetrating my house well with all the metal beams and things. And when I go inside of hospitals, that is where I really need to have the good service. So overall, I think the Xiaomi Mi A2 is doing better on T-Mobile's network than my actual T-Mobile device. And we're going to look at some of these speed results here. I'll go ahead and connect this one to Wi-Fi. And, well, oh, that's VPN, sorry. Results is what I needed. So you look at some of the results here from the testing. I think that the Xiaomi Mi A2 is a little bit more consistent. It's a little bit more consistent in the speeds. But that's just me. And I'm not making this to say that the Xiaomi device is better than the Moto E5 Plus, because I've already made that video. But this was just about the network. And the Xiaomi device is more consistent and better on T-Mobile's network than my actual T-Mobile device. So there you have it. Tony P, this video is for you, man. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. The Xiaomi Mi A2, buy it. It's totally worth it, Tony P. I know you buy and sell phones a lot. You need to give this phone a shot. Take care, dude.